A crazy clip to start on.
Black people hate everything about slavery except Christianity.
Well, it depends on what you think Christianity is. So for me, Christianity isn't what Christians have made it to be.
I'm talking about the Western belief of Christianity.
Well, just because slave masters use Christianity doesn't mean they.
That's the point. Yeah. If God's word is everlasting, how can you change the word of God that's everlasting to suit your personal benefit?
Yeah. Now, this might be one of my most controversial videos, but I gotta keep it 100. Religions, but especially Christianity, is holding the black community back. Now, black people in America are some of the most devoted Christians in the whole entire world. Just Christianity in general in the church, it's a part of black culture.
I know that's definitely true. I think the black community...
Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'asham Yawashai, Ba'asham Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to you sincere Cam. And this is your brother Abawan, back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yawashai, Ba'asham Rakakodash. All praises and glory is due, especially in the times that we're in. You'll have to bear with me. I don't know why, I'm going through a little bit of a cold right now. But yeah, like I'm going to entitle this video, Jake is more scared of Esau than they are of the Most High, Yahweh Sham Yahshai, right? And it's basically me responding to this video right here. Is Christianity holding back the quote unquote so-called black community, and once again showing you the ignorance of our people, because there is no black community, because you so-called black people are the Israelites, right? The so-called blacks, which are the Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native American Indians, you are the Israelites according to the scriptures, right? The sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the children of Israel. But you see, the question that is being asked here is already on a false premise. Is Christianity, which of course refers to Wakitaki plantation Christianity, holding back the black community? And this is something that you'll always see all these black unconscious Negroes say. Jake learns a little bit of history, but not too much now, because they don't really because how Jake is, man. Jake will just how Jake is, man. Jake will just have a little bit of knowledge and get puffed up and go and go into some ridiculous ideology. Let's get a quick precept. Let's get a quick precept, right? As the scriptures say, they have a zeal of the Most High. But that's not the one I actually want to bring out. So let's go to this. And this is what I want to bring out right here. So this is the book of 2 Timothy 3, and I'll start from verse 11. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Right? So, as you already know, according to prophecy, that knowledge will be increased on the earth, right? So now, our people are starting to get up on some knowledge and starting to increase their learning. The only problem is that Jake is sottish, right? Stubborn, right? As the scriptures say. And ultimately, they don't go deep into the knowledge, because you always hear our people talk about how they are the Egyptians, and they are Africans, and how their history goes back to Africa, right? But they never go farther back than that. And that's where you see all these jigs that will be looking at us that are Hebrew Israelites that believe in this truth as if we have two heads, right? As if what I'm saying is insane. How can we be the Israelites? And the only reason why you say that is because you don't go back far enough. Alright? It's only just recently I started seeing all these black unconscious jigs started finally admitting that, we were the ones that were ruling in Europe during the medieval period. And they aren't even really admitting it. It's more or less of them just, showing pictures of our people, right? Jake, of course, they also say it's so-called black people or so-called Africans, right? Following the mindset of Esau, Edom. And that's the funny thing right there. That's one of the annoying things right there, okay? You Israelites agree with Esau on everything except for the... you Jakes out here, Saka. You Jakes, you dumbass Negroes, right? You follow Esau on everything. You believe in Esau's science. You believe in Esau's Egyptology. You believe in even the black unconscious ideologies that Esau pushes on you. You believe in the identity that Esau pushes on you as black, African American, so on and so forth, right? But then when it comes to the truth, the actual truth that is being brought to you, not by any Edomites, but by your own people, who are breaking down the scriptures and giving it to you according as it is written, right? From the mouth of the men of the Lord, from the mouth of your own people. That's when Jake is now coming out on some, oh, well, you know, the white man wrote the Bible, or the white man used the Bible in slavery, oh, Christianity, the white man's religion, and so on and so forth, even though, you know, the scriptures are clearly a book written in Asia, right? By Jake in Asia, right? And these same people are the same people that will tell you that, oh, that it was, you know, brown skinned people, right? Jake that was in the Middle East, that was in the state Judea, right? At that time period. Right, but anyway, right. But anyway, as I was saying, let's get back into the precepts, you know, and it's just the inconsistency, right? Or I should say the contradictions that you see with our people, because Jake is always ready to speak against the truth, right? Speak against the Most High, right? Rather than speak against Esau Edom, rather than call out Esau Edom for misinterpreting the scriptures, for not actually following what is in the scriptures, because the Bible is open for all to read, and you can clearly see but from reading the scriptures that Esau Edom did not follow what was in the scriptures, and you can clearly see also from reading the scriptures that the scriptures not only did Esau Edom not follow what was in it, but the scriptures actively condemns Esau and labels them as the wicked, which is why we always say in this truth that Esau Edom is the wicked, which the Bible speaks of. But once again, our people are sottish, right? As it is written, they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, which is why Jake, for the most part, you know, especially, you know, among these two thirds that are coming out, especially among these two thirds, you now have more and more of this not Christian, you know, because you know, plantation Christianity is off, okay? And we're not here keeping for or defending plantation Christianity. We are keeping for defending the scriptures. They are becoming more and more anti-scriptural, and that's the issue. That's why the Jakes will come out and say, and this thing annoys me heavily, say that, oh, the Bible was used during slavery to, you know, the Bible was used during slavery, right? That the so-called white man used the Bible during slavery, even though, even though you had the slave Bible, which I think was around 63% majority of the scriptures, and mostly the Old Testament was taken out of the scriptures, right? Even though if Esau Edom caught you reading the scriptures, they would put you to death instantly, right? But Jake still wants to act as though, oh, the Bible was being used during slavery to keep the slaves oppressed, so on and so forth. Man, you Jakes don't do anything, man. And that's the issue right there, right? These Jakes come into a little bit of knowledge, right? And they suddenly act like they are deeper than the, you know, that they have the deepest form of knowledge, right, among our people. Now, 2 Timothy 3 verse 3, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High, Yahweh Sham Yahushai, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, for these sorts are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. And this is the main point right here. 2 Timothy 3 verse 7. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of truth. And these Jakes, right, they'll go through all the books, go through all the records, and still not be able to receive or get this truth, right? New Jakes will be able to go back in history and see our people, you know, when they were refugees in Africa, but you won't be able to go back far enough to see when basically they migrated from Israel during the siege of Jerusalem at the time, right, to West Africa to be refugees, right? They won't be able to see. They'll never be able to see that part. because you can even look into the history yourself, right? When you try to find West African tribes that were existing in West Africa, past before the siege of Jerusalem, right? Before, basically older than 2000, older than basically West African tribes before 0 BC, right? West African tribes that were here in West Africa that had archaeological or architecture or any archaeological sites older than 33 AD or 70 AD, and you won't be able to find that. Even the oldest African culture, which is the Nok culture, right? Most archaeologists put their dates between 50 BC to like 1000 AD. So it's in between that time period. They can't really pin it down, right? Mainly because you don't really have too many relics to go by. And that's just a secular evidence showing you that that you didn't really have too much activity on this side, because you did have Hamites here, right? But you didn't really have too much activity on this side prior to Jake coming here as refugees and starting to populate West Africa. And then you now had the Bantu migration, and I believe that was in like 1500 or so AD, right? The Bantu migration, where Jake started moving more centrally and southwards through Africa. And that's the reason why you have a lot of these Central and South African countries like Angola, South Africa, the Zulu and the Xhosa people, right, so on and so forth. Those are the Bantu migrations, shout out to the Ark in Tanzania, and even Tanzania as well, Congo, and so on and so forth. Those were Bantu migrations, and it was through the Bantu migrations that those places started having inhabitants in them, and those people started coming out. But the main point of the video, going back to that, is that, yeah, like I said then, Jake has more reverence and more regard for Esau Edom than the so-called for Esau Edom than the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushai, right? And if you watch this video, man, all you're also going to see is just different Jakes basically blaming the Most High for everything that's happened to our people. Oh, if God is real, why is it that we went into slavery? Oh, if God is real, why is all these bad things happening to us, right? And then we tell our people that the reason why these things are happening to you is because you did not keep the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushai, right? And then these same Jakes now respond with, well, what about Esau? Look at all the wickedness that they are doing on the earth. Why is it that nothing is happening to them? And this is the thing right here, man. He's talking to a brick wall with you 2/3. That's why the apostles put forth that decree that he just only focus on and only deal with the elect of the nation of Israel. And all of our videos that we do right now is only for godly edifying, as the scriptures say. And the edification is for the elect of the nation of Israel, right? So if you are a 2/3, or if you are somebody that doesn't believe in this truth and you come across this video, it's not for you, alright? Just keep it pushing, okay? Unless you finally are able to receive this, right? Which is, of course, through the Spirit and power of the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushai. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes 8 verse 11, and it reads, "Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil." Right? And if you tell Jake that, well, the reason why the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushai hasn't judged Esau Edom yet is because the sins of Esau Edom are not yet fulfilled. Our people are ultimately unable to receive the judgments of the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushai, or the ways of the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushai, okay? And let me just quickly get another precept, because now when you tell Jake that, oh, the reason why our people have to go into captivity, right, is because we disobeyed and disrespected the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushai. Right? And that was right. The reason why we went into captivity was because we disobeyed the words of the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushai. Jake will come back and say, oh, then why is it that Esau is still able to prosper even though they are the wicked? Well, the reason why is simple, and this is why we the Hebrew Israelites have the truth and plantation. Christianity does not, because plantation Christianity will be unable to give you this answer. The laws weren't given to Esau Edom, okay? The laws were given to us as the Israelites. As the Mosai said, you only have I known of all the nations. Let's get that precept. Let's get that precept. That should be the book of Amos, I believe. There it is. So this is the book of Amos 3 verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Bam! When you are asking why is it that the Most High is punishing Esau, even with all the wickedness and all the oppression and all the hell that he has put upon our people, understand something, right? The question isn't the statement you are making is wrong, because the Most High, however, Sham Yahushai, has not punished Esau yet for any of those things, and the reason why is because the punishment of Esau Edom is not yet fulfilled, and we are not yet in the time for Esau to be punished, because we are still in our captivity and we are still going through we are still going through the motions right now. Right, and we are still going through our own punishment for our iniquities against the Most High Yahweh Sham Yoshai. Even that's why you see that in this time, man, that the elect of the nation of Israel, Lord, really will be a part of that number. They are waking up and being sealed, right? Because right, the time of Esau's judgment is coming, right? But of course, as the men of the Lord, right, as the people of the Most High, as the Israelites, our own punishment comes first, because we are the children of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. After all, it's not written that judgment will begin at the house of Israel, right? Let's see if we can find that precept real quick. I can't remember how it goes, right? How does it go again? I will take candles and search Jerusalem diligently, right? So I think that's how it goes. And begin at my house. Let me see if that's the precept I'm looking for. I think that should be that should be Zephaniah. Hold on. Zephaniah. Okay, not Zephaniah. Let me find this precept. Alright, let me just type in. I think it's search Jerusalem. So like, yeah. Let me look where. Yeah, Zephaniah it is. So this is the book of Zephaniah 1 verse 12. And it shall come to pass that at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their hearts, Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil. Okay, and this is a different precept. Basically going into those jakes that are in this truth that are lukewarm, right? That are neither hot or cool for the Most High. Okay? But I'm trying to go into an precept, and the actual precept, the precept that I was looking for is basically the precept going into how judgment must begin at the house of Israel. That's what I was looking for. Judgment must begin, and if it begin at us, what is the end for the other nations, right? Let's see if I can find our precept. Hold on. Yeah, it is. Judgment must begin at the house of Israel. Let's see if I can find our precept. So this is the book of 1 Peter 4 verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? And this is the thing that a lot of you jakes simply don't understand. The scriptures have an answer for everything. So now, we come out and tell you jakes that look, right? The reason why you went into captivity was because you disobeyed the Most High, and sin against him. So they now come back and say, well, what about Esau? What about all the sins that Esau committed? Well, judgment begins at the house of Israel. The reason why you are punished is because the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai loves you Israelites far more than Esau Edom, and he will punish you for your sins, because once again the Most High only gave the laws to the children of Israel. Which is why you Jakes are getting punished for your iniquities on this side, man. And which is why you Jakes are getting punished for your iniquities on this side, right? But Esau, Edom, and the rest of the nations will also get their punishment as well. But also get their punishment as well. And the reason why they're not being punished right now is because their iniquity, right? Their own sins have not yet been fulfilled. But of course, that was the case before now, because already in the times where Esau Edom, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is beginning to visit Esau Edom, and judgment is beginning to fall upon these devils. Why do you think that right now, basically the whole world is beginning to turn on Esau Edom? And why do you think that right now that Esau's powers, right, is beginning to fall apart, as it is written that the powers of heaven shall be shaken, right? And that is the time that we're in right now, where the powers of Esau Edom are currently being shaken. So the judgment of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is already beginning to fall upon Esau Edom, okay? But of course, it just continue to get worse and worse up until the return of our Lord Yahweh, and that's when these devils will be fully taken down. Alright? But Jake neither has the patience, understanding, or desire to actually know these things, because you, Jake, just want to be continuously wicked, which is why you will come out and try to say that, oh, that's what we need to do as a people, right? As a people, right? That's what Jake will come out and say. What we need to do as a people is just throw away the ideology of any form of religion. So basically, Jake will say that Jake will say that, and they'll basically be saying that we don't need to return or repent to the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? But they want to unite, right? They want to try and build a place for themselves in this wicked ass kingdom. And what you Israelites don't understand is that there is no place for you to build in this kingdom, right? Because not only is these devils looking for your destruction on this side, right? But once again, like I said, there is no place for you to build in this kingdom. Let's go to the book of Micah, right? Let's go to that real quick. Micah. Yeah, I have to hear me. Oh, wow. Going through real cold right now. So this is the book of Micah 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction, right? And this is not our kingdom, right? Yeah, like I was saying. This is not our kingdom right now. We'll try explaining that to 2/3 of our people, man. They can't get it because the things that we are going into, right? The things that we are bringing out in these scriptures are spiritually discerned. So ultimately, 2/3 of our people will be unable to actually receive this. That's basically it, man. And you Jakes, man, you regard Esau Edom, and you regard Esau Edom. You have more fear, more reverence for Esau than the Most High, right? And I've already gone into what I mean by that is the fact that they prefer, the white man, the Esau's science, Esau's reasoning, Esau's different philosophies far more than anything the Most High Yahweh, than anything from the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's why when these jakes out here that these are unbelievers, these 2/3 jakes, when they are talking about the solutions for our people, right? The ways to create a solution for our people, they are always using the different ideologies, the different philosophies that Esau made, and they are still drinking the wine of Babylon. And that's something that you dumbass Negroes don't understand. You think that, oh, plantation Christianity is the tool of the white man to keep our people down and to keep our people oppressed, which of course it is the truth, right? But what you don't understand is that the ideologies that you believe in, right? All these your various black unconscious ideologies, all these your various political ideologies, your leftism, your Marxism, your socialism, and so on and so forth, right? All these ideologies were also created by Esau Edom to continue the oppression of our people. And the only liberating, the only free ideology that can actually free our people, the only, you know, thing that can free our people is this truth, right? Repent it and return it to the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Hashem Rakakwadash. So with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Hashem Rakakwadash Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit up your camera and you are edified. Shalom.